Have you ever wondered where $12 trillion goes when it suddenly disappears? It isn't destroyed. It didn't burn in a fire. It's simply hiding in the exact places where the IRS and global tax collectors cannot reach. Welcome to the clandestine world of phantom money, a place where massive, unimaginable wealth vanishes from public sight, only to resurface in corporate bank accounts thousands of miles away. From the towering high-rises of Manhattan, the tech hubs of Silicon Valley, massive streams of digital gold are flowing outward. They are heading toward tiny dots on the map you've likely never visited. These aren't just tropical vacation spots. They are the most sophisticated, heavily guarded financial vaults on Earth, holding wealth that could fund entire nations for generations. But this isn't just a story about far-off islands. This is a story about your wallet. It's about why the American middle class feels the squeeze of inflation, while the world's elite operate on an entirely different set of rules. Buckle up, because today we are diving deep into the shadow economy.
I'm Andrew.
Having operated within the public sector, I've spent years observing the massive, grinding gears of financial governance and traditional bureaucracy. And frankly, the numbers we see in official government reports often tell only a fraction of the truth. Let's talk about a concept called phantom FDI. That stands for foreign direct investment. On paper, if you look at global financial charts, tiny nations with more palm trees than people appear to receive more investment than the entire United States economy. Does that make sense to you? It's the financial equivalent of checking in at the gym on social media, while you're actually sitting next door eating a burger. The record says one thing. Reality dictates another. Real investment builds factories. It paves highways in Ohio. It creates tech jobs in Texas. Phantom investment? It creates nothing but paperwork. It is a ghost. It is the act of moving fiat currency across borders simply to dodge the watchful eyes of the state. The International Monetary Fund estimates that nearly 40% of all global FDI is entirely fake. It is just money moving in endless circles. A nomad of the financial world, seeking the lowest possible tax rate and the highest veil of secrecy.
To understand how trillions of dollars stay completely invisible, we must examine the ultimate weapon of high finance, the shell company. Think of it like a Russian nesting doll. You open one corporate entity, only to find it's owned by another company, which is owned by a trust, which is owned by a third company located on a different continent. By the time an investigator reaches the final doll, the trail has gone completely cold. The true owner is hidden behind an impenetrable wall of highly paid lawyers and nominee directors. And you don't even have to look overseas. Right here in the United States, states like Delaware and Nevada offer corporate secrecy that rivals the most notorious offshore havens. A single, unremarkable office building in Wilmington, Delaware, serves as the legal address for nearly 300,000 separate businesses. They have no employees, no desks, no actual products. Their only purpose is to hold a name, a bank account, and to sever the link between the wealth and the person who actually controls it. This is the exact mechanism that allows individuals to own luxury estates in Miami or private jets in New York, without their names ever appearing on a single public registry. The best way to hide an elephant, after all, is to turn it into 1,000 mice.
Welcome to the grand tour of the world's tax havens, the playgrounds of the ultra-elite. Think of a tax haven like an exclusive VIP bar. The drinks inside are completely free, but they charge you $1 million just to park your car outside the building. These jurisdictions don't need to levy income tax on their citizens. They thrive on registration fees and administrative services provided to the world's mega corporations. It is a giant, perfectly legal global laundry service. Questionable wealth goes in,
It passes through several legal jurisdictions, and it comes out looking perfectly clean. In Europe, nations like Luxembourg or Ireland serve as primary hubs, offering secret tax rulings that allow tech giants and multinationals to pay an effective tax rate of less than 1%. Why pay 30% to the IRS at home when you can pay near 0% abroad? All you need is a mailbox and a willing local lawyer. This creates a terrifying race to the bottom. Nations are actively competing against each other to offer the lowest taxes to corporations, ultimately draining critical resources from global public infrastructure.
But here is the harsh reality. Here is why this matters to you. When the wealthiest entities on the planet stop contributing to the communal pot, the bill doesn't just disappear. The rest of us are left to pick up the check. It's like a group dinner where the richest person orders the most expensive steak, the finest wine, and then climbs out the bathroom window right when the waiter brings the bill. Those missing trillions of dollars mean our national debt explodes. It means crumbling bridges, underfunded schools, and a healthcare system stretched beyond its limits. And to make up for that massive loss in corporate revenue, what does the government do? They turn to the easiest target. They print more fiat currency, which drives up inflation, and they shift the tax burden directly onto the shoulders of ordinary American workers. This isn't just a breakdown of a financial system. It's a breakdown of the social contract. Every dollar hidden in an offshore account is a dollar extracted from the real economy. It creates an uneven playing field where a local small business pays a heavy tax rate while a global giant pays almost nothing.
International regulators are caught in a permanent game of cat and mouse. The law is the turtle. Financial technology is the cheetah. By the time Washington passes a new regulation, 5 new ways to bypass it have already been engineered. However, shadows cannot survive the light forever. Leaks like the Panama Papers have demonstrated the immense power of transparency. Artificial intelligence and big data are becoming the new weapons in this fight, allowing analysts to spot patterns of evasion that were previously completely invisible to the human eye. We are slowly moving toward a world where beneficial owners can no longer remain anonymous. But we cannot simply wait for the system to fix itself. The global reset of wealth is happening right now, whether we participate or not. If the elite are playing a completely different game to protect their wealth, perhaps it is time you learned the rules of that game. You cannot control the shadow economy. You cannot control the devaluation of fiat currency. But you can control your own exposure. You can shift your focus from fragile paper money to real, intrinsic assets. You can build your own personal financial fortress, what I call a sovereign personal fund. The journey to financial justice is long, but mastering your own wealth starts today. If you are ready to stop playing by the old rules and want to learn how to protect and grow your assets in a volatile world, hit the subscribe button to Money Mind Matters. I am Andrew. This is the path to taking control of your financial narrative. I'll see you in the next video.